Frustrated young men. There are lots of frustrated young men out there, and there are many good reasons to be frustrated. It often feels like our leaders are incapable of making good decisions. Politicians lack serious solutions, they lack vision. Problems are everywhere. Frustrated young men. This is not a demographic the left does particularly well with. That needs to change. Frustrated young men are the fuel of successful radical movements. We can either let them fuel our movement, or we can let them fuel our opponents. Currently, many of them are fueling the movements of our enemies. This is a very dangerous thing. If the far right is ever victorious, they will be victorious because they radicalized masses of frustrated young men. We on the left must secure the support of frustrated young men for 3 reasons. Because they will increase support for our own political movement, because they will reduce support for opposing political movements, and because we serve the interests of frustrated young men infinitely better than the right does. A left-wing policy agenda is far better for young men than a right-wing policy agenda. That is just the reality. False narratives have distracted them into serving right-wing agendas that do nothing to advance their interests. These false narratives must be defeated. The left can offer strong policies that have far more appeal than dumb culture wars ever could. Frustrated young men are a valuable political resource. They have lots of time, lots of energy, lots of determination. Securing their support is imperative. That does not mean catering towards the various vices some of them may possess. It does mean offering solutions and a sense of meaning and purpose. And we can offer these things very easily, because we have solutions. We have pro-worker policies, we have anti-corruption policies, we have policies that uphold freedom and strengthen democracy. What does the right have to counter that? Donor-serving anti-worker policies shrouded by the chaos of never-ending culture wars. A policy agenda that hurts ordinary people, disguised by meaningless culture wars. That is what the political right has to offer. The left has infinitely more to offer. We need to get the left in fighting shape. Too much nonsense and stupidity goes on. Too many people sabotage our movement at any opportunity. We need a strong left that can appeal to a diverse range of ordinary people. Because basic left-wing policies serve the interests of a diverse range of ordinary people, including frustrated young men. Culturally, the left also offers hope. The deconstruction of the many social standards that propagate insecurity and self-hatred. The destruction of the social expectations that threaten liberty. The left offers answers to many problems. The right offers nothing but distractions as they serve their donors and undermine your interests. The left must get better at framing things correctly. Good rhetoric and good communication is key. Sometimes we must spend less time speaking about equity and equality. We must spend more time speaking about freedom and democracy. We must spend more time speaking about security and order. We must spend more time speaking about prosperity and power. Left-wing policies often embody all of these values. It is just about knowing what values to emphasize when making an argument. We must not alienate our other supporters. We must use a diverse range of messaging to secure support from a diverse range of people. And this does not mean lying. There are many values that logically lead towards left-wing policies. It is just a matter of knowing what ones to emphasize. It is just a matter of knowing how to communicate one's ideas and arguments. We must emphasize values and ideals which have more appeal to young men. Pro-worker, anti-corruption, pro-freedom, pro-order, pro-security, power and prosperity, a hint of civic nationalism, a bold future where they have a role to play, and criticisms of our opponents which emphasize flaws that resonate with young men, Our opponents are not just bad because they are racist capitalist bigots. Our opponents are bad because they are anti-worker, because they are selling out the country, because they serve their donors, because they are weak and lack any vision or direction. We must get this right. We must secure greater support from frustrated young men. This is a demographic that needs to be listened to. This is a demographic that has a lot of time, energy, and determination. This is a demographic that can empower our political movement or empower the political movements of our opponents. We must secure the support of this demographic. And this demographic benefits from supporting us. They benefit from our pro-worker policy. They benefit from our anti-corruption policy. They benefit from our pro-freedom policy. They benefit from our social spending policies. They benefit from our many bold reforms. The political left in this country does poorly with young men. We need to change that if we want to be victorious. We must maintain the support we have and expand our support into new demographics. That means adjusting our rhetoric to emphasize different realities. That means always remembering that political rhetoric is not about expressing emotions, it is about winning support. Every word should be calculated to win support. One should always ask oneself if one's rhetoric will increase or reduce support for one's position. Make a good argument. It is not about lying or being dishonest, it is about making a good, solid argument for good, solid policies. We must proceed wisely. The political future of New Zealand is uncertain. The future can be a great place for everyone if we play our cards wisely. Or we can condemn ourselves to decades of stagnation and decline. Or worse still, we can plunge towards rapid regression. We must be rational and calculated. We must treat politics as the strategic struggle that it is.